Hello and welcome to another episode of the Appelboom Bites podcast. It's wonderful that we all have you back here again. Today is the 88th episode, and it is the episode after the Dutch Pen Show, which means we will do a little recap over the Dutch Pen Show, and we will talk more about pens, of course. But I will not do that all by myself. I have two very special guests here on the show. The first one is our co-host, who's with us for a couple of weeks. It is the one and only Clare Coco. Welcome back, Clare. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me back. I'm excited
Yes.
to hear all about the recap of the Dutch Pen
Y-
Show. And
Yeah.
sorry I missed out.
Yeah,
But
it's okay.
from what I've been reading online, everybody was having a really good time.
Which means you will be at the Dutch Pen Show 2026, right?
Exactly. June the 6th. I got it in my calendar already.
That's good. So nobody even knew it yet, but it's indeed the weekend of June 6th will be the Pen Show. So Claire, thank you for putting that word out. June 6th, everybody. June 6th, June 7th. Write it down in your calendar already, because that weekend will be the Dutch Pen Show 2026. Now, since you were not there, Claire, we invited a guest who was there at the show and who can maybe tell you a little bit how it was, what it all was. And it is Darla van der Riet. There
Hi,
she is. Welcome, Darla.
hi,
Darla
thank
is
you.
the how do I say this?
The
President
organizer. I'm one of the
president of the
founders. Yeah,
Netherlands Pen Club.
calling me the president. Yeah, yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'm the president. Yeah,
she's the
I'm
president.
the
And
organizer of the Netherlands Pen Club. Yeah.
the Netherlands Pen Club. I'm so glad that you're here. I know you're a little bit anxious for all this, like on camera with 1 million people watching this live stream. You know, I understand it's crazy, but
Yeah,
we're just going to have some
amazing.
fun. And you have some moral support from the group, so that's wonderful.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. They've all been teasing me relentlessly this morning, so we're good to go.
yeah, we're going to have some fun. Dara, can you maybe tell a little bit more about the Netherlands Pen Club? Like
Um,
what do you guys all do for Claire? Because of course
yeah,
Claire
well,
never.
it's no, yeah. Um, yeah, it's actually just a relatively small community in the Netherlands, and we started in the last year or so also getting people from Belgium and Luxembourg. So we now have people in Luxembourg, and our first member from Paris even. So we're kind of taking over the world, it seems. But so we are probably going to have to change the name to the Benelux Pen Club before you know it. We did get, I think we got about 10%, no more, probably about 20% more people this weekend that discovered us at the pen show. And so it's actually grown in the past 2 days. And we have our online clubhouse on Discord. And so that's where we kind of hang out all day, every day. And
Do you
it's
do a lot of meetings through Discord or Zoom as well? Or
no, we have it's just kind of a hangout place. We hang out on Discord, and then we every 6 weeks or so we have a live meetup in we have a live meetup somewhere in the country, and we've just started doing Belgian meetups. So last week we had our first meetup in I'm sorry, reading the messages on the screen is making me laugh. We had our first meetup in Ghent last week. So go Benelux division. And DJ has also been doing meetups in Luxembourg. She also did the very first Pelican Hub in Luxembourg last year, and I think she's going to be doing it again this year. But it's just a fun place for everyone, all kinds of pen lovers to hang out and enjoy pens. And amazes me every single time how we can spend hours in some cafe or restaurant and just talking about pens and inks and papers, and it just goes on and on and on. And by the end of the pen meet, we're still hanging there talking about pens and inks and, and paper. So
Is that something, Claire, that you also have in your area, like a pen club?
Yes, I'm the, I guess you could say I'm the president because I'm doing,
yeah.
meetups and everything. You know me. So we try to meet once a month, and or I'll do a Zoom, but we'll have a meet the end of the month, and there's a great lady here that has a scrapbook and stamps and everything. She does all kinds of stuff that she'll have the ephemera for, and she is into fountain pens. So she offered her creative space where she does a lot of her workshops to us to hold our meetings there.
Oh,
So
wow, that's super nice.
That's great.
Around in her store, and we're there
Yeah.
for 3 or 4 hours, and yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. So sometimes we try to meet at a restaurant, we're here in South Florida. There's people coming. It could be they're coming 2 hours or 3 hours or more to try to do it. So sometimes it's easier to do a Zoom as well. But I just joined the Calgary
Yeah,
Pen
that's one of the good parts of the Netherlands.
Yeah.
One of the good parts.
I'm sorry. You broke up a little
Am I
bit.
back? Because I think
Yeah,
I
you're
lost
back.
connection and now I'm back again. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one
Yeah,
of the good parts
yeah.
of the Netherlands that the distances are not that long. One of the downsides is
Yeah.
it's always raining. But yeah, you cannot have both, right? You cannot have both.
Yeah.
All right, that was the introduction, but we always start with the pen check. And I would also like to welcome everybody in the chat. If you have any questions for me, Claire, or Darla, please let us know in the chat and we will try to discuss that. So yeah, super happy if you have some input for us. But let's start with the pen check. Claire, would you like to start with your?
The pen check.
Sure. Because I'm practicing with different pens to see so it's comfortable for me left-handed. So today I actually am using, this is my husband's, I took it off his desk, and it's pretty comfortable. It's a Monte Grappa Extra Auto, limited edition hydrangea, and actually it's an artist proof. So this is the only one of the kind, but I just love the colors in here, and it's great. And with the ebonite feed. And speaking of well, I'm not going to give that away, and it has a double broad nib on it, 18 karat. So it's really lovely and great. And I have a great ink in here, and it's writing so smooth. It's making it easier to write left-handed with this one. So
I love the material. It's wonderful. And it's also it's also in the color of the Dutch pension, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. So yes, and it's beautiful. I love the colors. I love colors. So anything with color. So in fact, here. So yeah, I was practicing that's left-handed. Okay. So yeah.
Is this left-handed? Wow.
This is left-handed. I told you I've been practicing.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. I couldn't get anywhere near that left-handed. Yeah.
It's been, keep doing it, practice slow and steady. And
yeah,
it's kind of fun. Keeps me a little busy.
Thank you, Claire, for your pen check.
You're welcome.
Wonderful. Darla, would you like to share with us what is your pen of today?
Well, my pen check is a little bit different today because of the pen show. It's not exactly a pen check, but a pen loot check. So I actually have 1, 2, 3. I don't have a lot. I have 1, 2, 3 pens to show. The first one, this is my loot from the pen show. I don't know if you can see the sparkles, but this is a Galaxy resin, Raiden Galaxy from Penmeister.
Oh, nice.
And I'll send you some really good pictures to put on there. But it's
also
very
one of the
subtle.
members of the Netherlands Pen Club, by the way.
Yes, Jan Lazy. He's really good with the ruchi. And then there's my tradition, and I've been practicing my my Turkish, my tradition of buying at least one Studio Ahashkaktan. pen, butchering the Turkish, sorry. I went for their brand new Para pen, but I had a silver nib that I needed to place, so I wasn't allowed to put it in a gold pen. So I had to get a second pen with
Of
a
course. Yes.
silver nib. So this is the second part of my loot from Studio Ahashkakan.
Wow,
And
you got 2 pens from him.
yeah, of course, because he told me I couldn't put just one, I couldn't put a silver pen in a GT or silver nib in a GT pen. And he's right.
Definitely.
It is very pretty gold. So it did have to have a gold nib. He's right about that. So then there was an excuse to buy another pen. And since it's the year of the snake, and I'm also, if I were Chinese, I would be a wood snake. So then
Okay.
this is also my year. I'll put it in front of my
This-
shirt so you can kind of see it.
Yes, that's better.
But and the resin kind of has like a snakeskin effect. So I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, here. You can see nice resin effect.
Mhm.
And then I also have to give a shout out to
You said 3
Luca.
pens. You said 3 pens.
Well, but I got 3 pens. Those are the 3 pens I bought. But I have to also give a shout out to Luca of Samai pens, because this is a model that he made specifically for me. This is the Darla.
Wow.
It has my name on it.
Look at this. This is so cool.
It's the I had a nib that's it's a number 5 nib that's a kind of a special size. It's too wide for most pens. So I ran into him at the London Pen Show in March and asked him if he could make a pen that could fit this nib. So he designed the tightest, most minimalistic pen that he could to house my nib. He's going to still adjust. This is also his prototype material, and he's going to make 3 of them for me because I have 3 nibs. And so, and then he put my name on it. So this is the Darla.
I really love it. I know people that have a name for a certain color that they created, but this is the first time that I ever meet a person that has an own pen model. And I think it's indeed,
That's me.
as Ingrid is saying, it's very suited for the president of the Netherlands Pen Shop,
Exactly.
of course, to have his own pen. Wonderful.
Precisely.
That's a beautiful pen check. That's a beautiful pen check.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Darla, for sharing. Let's have a look at my pen check quickly. It's a pen that was supposed to be launched at June 1st. Well, that was in the middle of the weekend, so normally we will get the pens at June 2nd. But I pushed Pelican a lot to have the pens delivered before the pen show, so we could bring them. And it is the metal stripe, but in blue. So I don't know if my light picks it up, but it's really blue.
Very nice.
It's a metal striped. It's really just hot from the shelf. And Claire, your pen is still here, but it will be shipped to you very, very soon. No worries.
Excited.
But we have it here. And I'm super excited for it. What I really like about this model is that it's a little bit heavier than the regular Souverain. So there are a lot of customers who think that the Souverain model is like the best sized model, but they think it's too light. And well, because of the metal striped, it's get heavier. So also for the people that like to have like heavier pens, this is a beautiful pen to have in your collection. Okay, so far my pen check. Darla, I have a question for you from our previous guest, which was Michael Kuka from Tamanuri Studio, who was also at the Dutch Pen Show. And his question for you is...
Beautiful pens.
Yeah, definitely. His question for you is, Darla, what is your favorite material for a pen and why? And he also added, no marketing bullshit. I wrote it down.
Yeah,
Well, of course, that's easy for me because because from the pen club, so we like
Exactly.
everything.
Yeah.
But I have to say that Urushi could be my second favorite. Could
Mhm.
be because I really love Urushi, and especially when it's creatively done, and especially if it has a little bit of bling. But my favorite is actually metal pens. So it's a coincidence that your pen is the Pelican because
This was not discussed,
I'm a big
guys. Guys, this was all unplanned. This was
exactly. Yeah, but it's I collect diplomats, and I started out in the hobby. My first pen was a Diplomat Excellence, and ever since then I've just been in love with metal pens. So I like metal, but then I also like them with all kinds of decorations with lacquer, and then the hydro dipping and enamel and guilloche and all kinds of things. And I love overlay also, but basically metal pens are my thing. So
all right. What about you, Claire?
my favorite I think is the Arushi Raiden. Something like clingy is my favorite, but have been now enjoying also my metal pens. So I have both.
oh, that's funny. Yeah.
My order would be Arushi, and then I'd love to have. I just got an Ariel Kulak Mont Blanc that he did for me with his overlay, and I have a few of those, and I just absolutely love that type of work. So I totally agree. And even
Yeah.
some of the pilot
Nice.
ones, the sterling silver pilots, I have a couple of those. So,
Yeah.
but
And do you guys like the metal because of like the decorations that you can do with it, or because of the weight of the pen?
both,
I think for me it's mostly the weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both. Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
I like that's why I'm so excited about the new Pelican that's coming my way. Hopefully this week.
Yeah.
Whenever you,
We'll do our best.
I know you're tired, so that's fine.
No,
But
no, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's
no,
yeah, it will be shipped out very, very soon. No worries.
that's
Let's do a little bit of a recap of the Dutch Pen Show because, well, that's of course the entire ID. Oh, let's have a look. We have a question here from somebody in the chat. Question
Oh
for all,
dear.
if
Yeah.
possible.
Somebody for my
What
club.
was your first fountain pen, school not included, and do you still have it and use it? So, Darla, what was your first fountain pen?
Yay, Kelly. Well, like I said, it was my first fountain pen in the hobby anyway, was or still is, a, um, um, a Diplomat Excellence in the oxide brass with a gold nib, because someone told me I had to get a gold nib. So I started with, I started the hobby. I didn't start the hobby with the preppies and the
Yeah.
Metropolitans and that kind of thing. I went straight for the gold nib Diplomat. And so that was my first pen. But I did actually have somewhere back in the early 90s that I tried fountain pens. So I can't completely lie. I had just a Waterman and a Parker, but I never could get the hang of it. Ink was going everywhere. And the only reason I got it was because one of the senior consultants that I was working with, he wrote with fountain pens. And I thought, oh, that looks very chic. So I thought I would try it, and it was a disaster. So they ended up in my closet for, I don't know, a couple of decades. And then with the pandemic, I started again, but went straight into the gold nibs. No regrets, no regrets.
What was the reason for you to pick it up again? So the pandemic.
I started, well, because during the pandemic I joined a pen pal group, and then some people in the pen pal group were talking about how well, they were talking about fountain pens, and then they were also saying you have to have gold nib fountain pens. So I thought, I'll try it again and see what happens, just because they kept sharing
You're
pictures.
lucky, Dara. You're really
Yeah.
lucky that they didn't told you like you have to buy solid gold pens to start with, because otherwise,
Yeah. No, I know. I would have been in real trouble.
yeah, you'll definitely be in real trouble.
Yeah.
Claire, what
Yeah.
about you? What was your first pen, fountain pen?
And thanks, Kelly, for the question.
My first one would be Red Lamy Safari. Believe it or not. Yeah, Red Lamy Safari, and I still have it.
And do you still have it? Yeah.
Yes, I do. Peter had purchased me the Marilyn Monroe Mont Blanc, but while we were waiting for that to come in, there was a little kiosk, and I saw the kiosk, and I'm like, oh, let me see what these are. So I bought the Red Lamy Safari, and then Peter and I would fight over that stupid $30 pen, and I said, this is ridiculous, you know. And that's how the rabbit hole started.
That's where it all began.
It is definitely a rabbit
All right,
hole.
thank you for the question, Kelly. Great question. Question. Thank you.
Yes.
But let's start talking a little bit about the Dutch Pen Show now, because it was quite an interesting weekend. It was a really long weekend. I'm still a little bit recovering from the weekend. Last night I went to the concerts of John Legend, and there's footage of me falling half asleep during the concert, so I was this tired that yeah, it was really bad. But here I am, still living and alive. But Darla, tell us a little bit, what did you thought of the Dutch Pen Show this year?
Well, of course, this was the first year that it was 2 days, and I know that people have been nagging you for several years already to turn it into a 2-day show. And just coincidentally, one of the things that I have to tell you from the club is that the 2-day pen show was a brilliant idea, and we want more of that. So, but it was a lot. And I think the main thing for me and us as a club is that there were just so many new names, and also a lot of new Japanese brands that came, like Bongo Box and Tono and Limbs were there, and CY was coming to do grinds, and I think everyone in my club bought a Sei Urushi pen, but me, so that's what I have to do next year. Tatya was there, and then there were some also. Oh, another one everyone bought was the Arc Layer DNA model. Everyone's been sharing videos of them. Bob Nicole was there. Some European brands like Drevnum Pisano was there.
You're forgetting one Japanese
for the first
brand.
time.
You're forgetting
one Japanese brand.
You're
Oh no,
yes.
Which one?
It's behind you. It's behind you.
The Toyoko Craft.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, but he wasn't there for the first time this year, because he was there last year. So he kind of opened the way for everybody. Because I remember also asking him at the London Pen Show if he was going to come to the Dutch Pen Show. And he said, oh, I don't know. And then there he was last year. Yeah. So, it was great to see him last year and this year as well. So that's great. And I think he probably opened the gate for the rest of for the Japanese brands that were there. So that's kind of exciting for us, because it's from Europe. It's a little more difficult to get the Japanese brands easily. So, but it was really good to see so many new brands and so many new faces and so many new people there, and for 2 days. So
that's great. I just ordered my.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. There's just too many to name, though, but it was, and I don't know who was there last year and who was there this year, but it was definitely, especially for us as the club, it was one big party. And like I said at the beginning, before we came live, it's kind of the same for me as it is for you. It wasn't nearly as busy as you were, Joost, but 2 solid days of socializing. It was a lot, but it was so much fun. And seeing all of our people, because not everyone gets to come to a pen meet. So for us, the pen show is like the one place in the year that we can see everyone, because everyone comes. So for us, it was a really big party. And a lot of some of the Belgians and the people from Luxembourg, they also came up and stayed the whole weekend in the hotel. So that was also fun, hanging out in the hotel before and after. And
well, of course, for the Netherlands, for the Netherlands and for Europe, but especially for the Netherlands. It's also something new that is not very often. So I think the London pen show is 2 days and the Madrid pen show is multiple days. But furthermore, in Europe, we don't have such kind of pen shows. While in the US, it's quite common that everybody's staying in a hotel.
Yeah.
You have the chatting in the evenings, in the things like that.
What they call
That was
the
new for
after
us.
parties.
The after parties.
And then
we had a
our
blast.
shows are like the DC show. They start with soft trading on Thursday. Like we can go in and while we set up.
Wow.
So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So so basically 4 days of partying. You know, because I'm flying in on. I don't leave till Monday, so yeah.
Okay, great.
It's exhausting, but I mean, that's we look forward to it, and like you said, a lot of people that within your pen club can't, you don't meet up until you go to a pen show.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, it's always great to go to a pen show because that's when you can actually physically touch and look at and try pens. Sometimes it's hard when you. So, but that doesn't still stop us from shopping online.
No, that's true. But when I started the hobby in the pandemic, everything was locked down, of course. So everything all the pens that I got, they were all sight unseen, basically, just from the pictures on the website. So sometimes I didn't do a lot of research beforehand with size comparisons and that kind of thing. It was more like pretty pen, order it. And so sometimes I would get a pen that was just gigantic. Then I would get a pen that was really small. Yeah. And I also bought some vintage pens in the beginning. I don't do much vintage anymore, but I bought several because of the nib, and they just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller as they came.
Yeah, pen like that.
Yeah.
Kelly is saying Darla has made the pandemic into a pandemic, and I think that's completely true. That's what you did.
That's what we did during the
Darla,
pandemic.
I think you also met on Saturday evening, right, with some pen club members.
Well, we had we basically just had a big after party in the hotel afterwards, after the Saturday show. And I think we pretty much took over the entire bar of the Van der Valk Hotel. And there were a lot of people from Fountain Pen UK were there also. So they joined in as well because they were also staying in the hotel. So it was kind of a cross-channel party at a certain point. But it was all just a pretty informal meeting of us just hanging out, and then finally people going home eventually. But I drove back and forth, so it was a little bit tiring for me.
Yeah, especially the Saturday. Saturday was quite warm outside, which we also
Saturday
felt
was hot actually.
in the rooms. So it was really hot also inside the venue. The air conditioning was blasting really hard the entire day, but it wasn't enough. And we already discussed it a little bit with the hotel, but there's not a lot to do. If the sun is shining on the glass of the venue of the rooms, it's just it's
but also that many
impossible.
people. There were so many people. Of course, you can't regulate the temperature very easily.
1,930 tickets were sold.
That's wonderful. So your second day was just as busy as your first day then?
The second day was actually busier than the first day, but since so we sold tickets. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So we sold VIP tickets and Passepartout tickets. That's for 2 days. And we learned that a lot of people only came with that ticket on the Saturday. So the Sunday was a little bit quieter, but still there were for the Sunday. So tickets for Sunday only, we sold 660 tickets. So for the Sunday alone, there were 660 individual people coming to the pen show. which was very good for the vendors as well, because a lot of vendors were a little bit
Mhm.
afraid that they were just sitting there all Sunday looking at the same customers for them. But luckily that was not the case, and there was a good spread, and everybody was really happy. We heard a lot of positive feedback of the vendors. We had great sales, had a lovely time. So that's really important. It's always the difficulty to find a good balance between
Yeah.
not making it too busy, but you also want to have visitors to make the vendors happy, because eventually, well, yeah, you have to balance that out, because they also want to earn
Yeah.
some money. They want to. They have expenses that they have to cover. So it's always quite interesting to find a good balance where you can have like as many people as possible, but it's still for everyone.
I had quite a few people, I don't think everyone, but quite a few people that said that
I don't have a really good
they
internet connection
did
today. I'm not sure why.
no, yeah, you keep breaking up. But there were a lot of,
Yeah, sorry.
there were at least a few people that came to shop on Saturday and then decided on Sunday what they were going to buy. So, I mean, that doesn't
Yeah,
work with things
exactly.
that are like limited and you can only, there's only one or two. But for the regular retailers and regular manufacturers, that works. So there were, I heard quite a few people actually that said they went around everywhere on Saturday, and then on Sunday they decided what they were going to buy.
I liked,
Yeah, I think we
I love
lost.
your pens that you got from, I always say their name, Studio Akakan,
Yeah,
Akakakan.
ahachkakan. Yeah, I've had Turkish people teaching me how to say it, so I've been
Yeah.
practicing and practicing. Yeah.
I got one of their pens last year at the DC show, and
Oh yeah.
at the LA show, my girlfriend bought the snake in. It was like it was like an ivory. They
Okay.
have
Yeah.
some pens. My Peter got. I think they did one, and he has an ebonite. No, wait a minute, a rushi pen. She did a rushi one too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
very beautiful
Yeah,
pens.
I
We have
have.
a few of them.
Yeah, I have one of their Rushis that I bought last year. So, like I
Mhm.
said, it's ever since I've been going to the pen shows, it's a tradition that I go buy um, at least one of their pens. And last year was the year before was the Anatolia with the silver, the sterling silver overlay, and last
Mhm.
year was the Urushi. And then this year, I was just trying to get some standard pens to go with the nibs, but and the I had a specialty nib because Mehmet has been grinding his own nibs to put so he can actually put like an oblique or an architect or he does a type of naginata togi. So I actually had one that I picked up at the London Pen Show, and so I've been trying to get a pen to go in there. So that's why I have two pens this year instead of just one.
Yeah.
But it's my tradition now. But oh
It's
well.
a wonderful
You
tradition.
can't argue with tradition at all. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and every time I come to the table, Mehmet's face is like, oh, there she is.
yeah, they're just very nice, lovely
He's
people.
prepared for
Yeah,
you.
oh, they're really nice
Uh,
people. Yeah.
Darla, there was another new vendor this year, and she's also in the chat. It is Marjolein. And you have to
Yes.
explain
Oh,
to
and there she
Claire
is.
what
Yeah.
Marjolein did. So
Oh,
explain to
Mari
Claire
Layton was
what
great.
she did. Yeah.
Yeah. She decided this year to start well, she have to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong here. But she decided to start an ink sample business. And so we've been supporting her. She had a focus group in the Discord. And so she's kind of been bouncing ideas off of us and everything. And it started with a vending machine, so a gumball machine that she
Oh,
found.
cool.
She found
Yeah.
it and she brought a 1950s gumball machine. They painted it in aqua, the water world color. They painted it up in aqua. And I don't know, I don't have a picture of it here. It would be really cool if I had a picture, but they painted it up and then they gave people vouchers that you could have a voucher for one free turn on the vending machine to get a sample. And I think Joost, you were passing out coins at the end. Joost was tossing
Yeah.
money around. Yeah, and she
How
and
fun.
so she put in the goodie bag. She put a little bag with cute little
That
quotes
was
on
super
it,
cute.
Oh my,
and
that's
with an
amazing.
ink muddler to go with the samples that you could get with it. And then she was sweet enough to offer us some space in her bag, so we had room for a flyer and a little a silly little sample vial holder.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cute. I wish I had a picture of the
Oh, I can't wait
of the
to meet the
machine.
machine.
Yeah. Oh, it was so cute. It broke down a couple of times because it was it was a machine from the 50s, but her husband managed to get it going twice. But she said that they were going to just go through the whole machine and replace a lot of the older parts so that they can guarantee that it works next time and doesn't break down. But it was just really so much fun. And and people kept coming up to me when I was at the door. I was kind of like an information thing at the door for some reason, and people kept coming up to me with these vouchers and saying, what is this for? What is this for? And I would say, well, in the middle of the hall over there, you'll see a big blue gumball machine. And the minute I said gumball machine, their eyes went
Yeah.
everyone was like, gumball machine. So it was really cute. She did an amazing job with that.
Yeah. And luckily
It
she's
was
back in
brilliant.
2026. So Claire, next
Yes.
year
Yay.
you're able to see her. So
Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
I did see in the comments and where she said she can't wait to meet me, and I can't wait to meet her. I'm so excited now too. The inks are another
Yeah,
great
it is.
subject. About,
It was really super cute. She
Mhm.
did that, and they did a
And
brilliant job.
Eric is also coming. More reason to book my trip to the Netherlands. So Eric, you have to book your trip. Lenny, good
Mhm.
morning. You're in California, so you're just getting up. Wonderful that you're joining us here. Truly appreciate it. Darla, is there anything else that we need to discuss about the Dutch Pen Show? Are there any things that I am forgetting? What for me personally was really important was that everybody had a lot of fun.
Well, we do have a major complaint to lodge with you.
Tell me.
We want the floor plan early.
I
We want to
understand
see a
that.
floor plan.
I understand that. You know
We
the
want to see
reason.
the vendor
You know
list.
the reason. Do you know the reason why we're not providing the floor plan 2 months before?
There can't be a reason.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is. So the first
Okay.
year that we
Yeah, I don't know if
organized
you
the
can
pen
see
show.
this.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
that
that's
is
a vending machine.
so cool.
And
Very
it
cool.
was like, I don't know, it was like this high. It was really big, really cute.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, but the
No.
reason,
Yeah, the reason for we're not
Tell me.
providing the floor plan too early is because the first year we did that, we shared the floor plan the day before, and we had to reschedule all the tables in the middle of the
oh
night because there were
no,
certain vendors
oh
that didn't want
no,
to sit there. This person didn't
oh
like that
no.
person. You know, you have so, and it's so complicated. The floor
What a
plan is, I think
disaster.
it's like math of the highest level. It's unbelievable.
Oh
So that's the
wow.
reason why
Okay.
we
Well,
don't share the
you
floor
can
plans.
share it with us sneaky in the group
Yeah.
then. You promise to not say a word.
Mhm.
So,
No,
No, it's
my
always
husband
oh, and
just
the other
confirmed.
thing, yeah, we also had a boat, and we would like to have goodie bags, especially for the pen club members. That's
Yeah, you can arrange that. That's fine.
My husband just
I think.
my husband just confirmed we are going to the. Do you see that? Yes.
Oh, okay, I
That's
see it.
wonderful.
Yeah. Okay,
And-
great, cool. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
but we were just really happy that it was 2 days this time, because I know that a lot of people have been nudging you to do 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. So
Yeah, no, I'm super happy with it, and I don't think that there's a way back anymore, because if you imagine that last year we had half of the visitors what we had, so we had this year we had twice as much
really,
visitors
okay,
as we had last
yeah,
year. There's no way to go back, because then it means we really have to disappoint a lot of
Yeah.
people, and we don't want to do that.
yeah,
No.
you're stuck with it now.
Now,
Yeah.
how did you work? Did you have workshops too as well?
Yes, we had some workshops. Darla, you did a workshop, right, Darla?
I did a workshop, yeah, I did. But also in our group is Astrid from Shanghai Stationery with their
Mhm.
inks. And so she did an ink tile workshop, this. And I went to this one because I really love this style of artwork. And so I
Mhm.
wanted
Yeah, we
to
see it
learn how to
behind
do
you.
it. Yeah, it's kind of, and well, I did one like really sad attempt to do it.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
awesome.
It's a
And
good
I,
start.
Yeah.
yeah. So, but this was also before Astrid told me her system. So I think I did pretty good for a first time and not knowing what the
Yeah.
heck I was doing. And being a non-artist, I have a financial
Mhm.
background. I'm not
I
an
don't know.
artist. But
Behind
that
you, I
was
see
brilliant fun.
behind you, I see
Yeah.
a lot of
Well,
paintbrushes though.
I know, but that's one of those hobbies that just kind of got by the wayside. But no, I not really an artist. I used to decorate furniture and boxes and that kind of thing. And one of these days I'm going to start it again. Maybe I'll do pen boxes. That's probably a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah,
To
that's a
Yeah.
good one.
decorate some pen boxes.
That's what we
So
need. That's what we need.
yeah.
We have Paulo also in the chat. I really want to go maybe next year. It's not a maybe anymore, Paulo. You have to come
Yeah.
next year. We don't do maybes. We have,
No
I don't know if I
maybes.
pronounce your name correctly, but Blythe.
Blythe.
Check.
Blythe.
Life.
Blythe.
Blythe.
Sorry, Blythe. Love the Netherlands. Want to be there next during the pen show time. So definitely welcome. Well, 6th of June and the 7th of June. So the first week of June, you have to be there.
It's right
Let's
around
talk a
our
little bit about the
anniversary.
pens. Let's talk a little bit about the pens. What anniversary, Claire?
Our wedding anniversary is June
Oh,
the
when
9th.
is that?
June 9th. It's coming up.
Ah,
We'll be
yeah,
Oh,
we
so you
can.
can come to the pen show for your anniversary.
Mm-hmm. But well,
That's a
this
wonderful
year
way
will
to
be
celebrate.
41 years. So 41
Uh-huh.
years we've been married. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's
So yes,
a
we're going
good
to
way to
celebrate at the
celebrate.
Dutch Pen Show. Yeah.
Exactly. And then you can buy a wedding celebration pen.
Yeah. Oh,
There
you
you
know what?
go.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I like that
Yeah.
idea. Mm-hmm.
All right. Talking about pens, let's talk about the pens that were made exclusively for the Dutch Pen Show. So, as you might
Yeah.
all know, the color of the show was aqua, and the theme was Waterworld. So, all the brands that were asked to make a special pen, they honored that request. So, let's start
New products.
with the first pen that I can show. I already did show it together with Michael when he was a guest here a couple of weeks ago. It is the Kaweco, and it comes in 3 colors. So I will quickly show that here. Or sorry, it comes in 1 color, but it comes in 3 trim colors, in black,
Uh-huh.
yellow gold, and rose gold. And people were asking me like, hey, okay, but what is exactly the difference except for the coin? Also, the nib colors are different. So
Oh, that's fun.
that's what it is. It's super nice. It's decorated with the Dutch Pen Show name engraving on the cap, which is very special. And yeah, the color, of course, is also very special because this color was never made before. It's unique and only for the Dutch Pen Show. It's the second collaboration that we did together with Kaweco. So 2 years ago, we had Tulip Fields in a beautiful yellow, which was a great success. And we managed, which was pretty decent, to keep the price of this year's Kaweco special edition the same as 2 years ago. So with all the
Yeah, I got
inflation
it here.
going on, look, Claire has it here. This was of
Yep.
2 years
Uh-huh.
ago. Claire
Yep.
has it. So it was very special to keep the price the same as 2 years ago, even with all the inflation going on. So we were super excited and happy with that. It's selling like crazy. So if you would like to have one, don't wait too long, because I'm afraid that this will not be available for a very long time. So yeah, I have to say that. Darla, did you pick one up? Have you seen it?
Oh, I didn't. I was really bad. Didn't get one.
But you didn't see it at all? It
I
was
don't
on the
have.
show.
Oh no, I saw it. I did see it. I did see it. Actually, what I really liked was your videos when you introduced them. We had a fun time trying
Oh
to
yeah, yeah,
guess
yeah.
where
You
you.
have to do some crazy things, right? Sometimes.
Yeah, with you. With what was it? A fireman coming out of the water. I think finally heard.
Yeah.
We were trying to guess where you were filming the reveals. So that was really fun.
Did,
But
did
I
you
was
already
kind of
figure it
amazed
out
that
or not?
no, I didn't. I didn't. I figured it was closer to Laren, but I didn't realize it was north of Amsterdam. No, but
Yeah.
I think one of our members who was at the dinner on Friday night, she clued me in to where it was.
Yes, it was. It was
Yeah,
not close by, or at least it was close to Amsterdam. Yeah, it was a lot of
yeah,
fun to create these kind of videos. Sometimes
yeah,
you have to do some crazy things.
yeah.
Well, they
Um,
certainly are
Well, there
very
was
funny.
yeah, it was cute. But there's so much water in the Netherlands, it's really hard to tell where it is.
that's
The
true, and it
It
all
could
looks the
be any
same. It's all
random.
water.
Yeah, exactly. It's all flat. It's all
All
water and
right.
it's all flat.
Let's have a look at the second special edition that was created. This was done by Leonardo. Leonardo was there from the start. Every year they created a special pen, so it's very special to have them coming back every year and
Yeah,
to
that
find
is
their willingness
amazing.
to create it. And this year again, there was a collaboration together with Jonathan Brooks from the Carolina Pen Company. Sorry, I didn't prepare this very well, but there are a lot of things around it, like price tags and tags, what nib is on it. But here it
Yeah.
shows, I hope. So here it goes. It is a beautiful blue with white and brown swirls on there, which kind of represents how beautiful the North Sea is, right, Darla? This is the North Sea.
It does look like a really rough North Sea. So when I first heard that it looked like the North Sea, we thought it's not brown enough. But it does represent a really rough North Sea with the choppy waves and that kind of thing. So it's a beautiful
Yeah,
pen, beautiful
it's
resin.
wonderful.
Well
I
done.
think I think Jonathan did an amazing job, especially with the brown parts in
Yeah.
there. Like you can
Oh,
see
there are
here, it's
brown parts in
rich.
there. Okay, great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they are really limited. So not all the pens have as much brown
Yeah.
parts as others, and there are
Okay.
also blisterings in there. And I think it is yeah. I know I'm a little bit biased, but I think that Leonardo did an amazing job, and I really
It's gorgeous pen.
like how the rose gold trim turns out, because well, let me grab the rose gold one. Because of that brown in there, I don't know if the camera and the light picks this up the right
Yeah,
way,
right
but
there.
as you can see, that brown in the cap over here, it's a little bit the same color as that rose gold, so it like flows into the material, which is really, really nice. And that's why I really like this rose gold trim on this Leonardo pen very, very much. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Did you see this, Darla?
Yes, yes, it's gorgeous. I am a Brooks fan, so I
Mm-hmm.
was impressed with that one as well. So it's a pretty pen,
That's good.
gorgeous pen.
That's good.
I was surprised that all of the pens have they have a different color. Kind of, they all follow the Waterworld theme, but they aren't all the
Mm-hmm.
same color. So that was
Well,
interesting.
as you
So
might know, that the North Sea is a little bit browner than if you look at, let's say, the Mediterranean Ocean or sea.
yeah,
So yeah,
slightly
water
browner,
are
slightly.
are, are
Yeah,
in a lot of different color variations. Well, of course,
yeah,
that's all
yeah.
possible.
Well, and as a
Let's
segue
have a
to
look.
the next one, a little more brown, wasn't it? A
Sorry.
segue to your next pen. And as a segue
Yes,
to your next pen, it has a little more brown in it,
exactly.
doesn't it?
Exactly.
Setting you up
Because
for
the
that.
last pen, thank you so much, Darla. You're doing great. The next pen that I would
Yes.
like to show, I only have one trim here. I don't know where the others are, but I have one trim here. Is the Scribo. It's the first collaboration together with Scribo, but I'm really excited for this because, well, Luca and I, we know
Also
each
a
other for
gorgeous
quite some
color.
time.
Mhm.
And the material is made by Mackenzie Penworks. It's the first time that the Mackenzie Penworks material is used on a Scribo, which
Okay.
is, of course, very, very special as well. And there is indeed. mm,
You had it when you
is
were
it?
turning it a little bit. It showed some
Yeah,
of the right there, right there, right
yeah.
there.
There
Yeah,
it is.
yeah,
So there's more brown in there. It is aqua, but it's a little bit aqua greenish. So and here again with the rose gold trim and brown in there, it's a great match. I really like
Yeah.
this how this is done by Luca of Scribo and Mackenzie Penworks, who did an amazing job. What is also very special about this pen, I forgot to tell that about the Leonardo, by the way, on the nib we have the logo of the Dutch Pen Show, which is very special. And for the Scribo, we did a logo on the top of the cap. So here you see there is the feather. I'm doing now an SBRE brown kind of thing. How does it?
Not going that well,
Could
but
not come back a little bit, maybe. I don't know. It's not
yeah.
coming.
Oh, there we go. There we go. A little
Yeah.
better.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
There it is. Well, anyway, if you cannot see it, you just have to believe me. There is the logo of the Dutch Pen Show at the top of the cap, which is very nice. And on the cap ring, it does say Waterworld. Well, of course,
Oh,
that was the
nice.
theme of this year. So that's also a nice reference to this show. And over here, we have the limited edition number on the piston knob. So yeah, all the details of the pen show are in these pens. And before I forget, but I already told that in the video with Michael, with the Kaweco pen, it comes in a gift box with this sleeve around it. And this sleeve
From Kleines Pay.
was made by Anna. And Anna did an amazing job on this. This is all
That's
hand
very good.
painted.
Yeah.
And it was printed out. And yes, just so cool. I really love what she did. So thank you for that,
She also
Anna.
did a couple of
Thank you very
workshops,
much.
didn't she? She also
Yes,
did a couple of workshops, didn't she?
yes. She gave 2 workshops, one on each day, and those were the
Yeah.
workshops which were sold out the fastest. So
Really?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. It was a very
Workshops
popular
sold out
workshop.
really fast this year.
Yes, it was crazy, especially if you think that we offered even more workshops as last year.
Yeah.
So it was it was quite surprising to see that. Is there anything else that we need to discuss? Oh yeah, of course, the Netherlands Pen Club corner at the Dutch
Yeah.
Pen Show at the lobby.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone really likes having a nice area that we can meet up. And for some people, it's also like their first pen show, and a pen show can be really overwhelming, even if it's like your 100th pen show.
Mhm.
So it's also really good for people like who are new members and it's their first time going to the pen show, that we have a little meet and greet area where they can come and see people that maybe they only know online, but then we can also kind of meet each other. And it's just a really good way for the club to get together and actually see each other at the pen show. And so that's also fun. So thank you for that. The last 2 years we've done that, where we had a little meet and greet area. So everyone has been
That's
really happy with
important
that.
because I think that of course, the pens are important during a pen show.
Yeah.
But I think the most important part of this whole pen show event thing is the people, both the visitors and the vendors. Getting together, and you see people
Yeah.
from all kind of, you see all kind of people, and they all share the same
Yeah.
interest. And it's so funny how everyone gets together, get along so well.
Hmm. Well, it
Did-
also does help the vendors, I think, that we have our little meet and greet, because we give each other a lot of moral support. And when somebody has a pen that they have their eye on, then they can come to our little meet and greet area and grab 5 other people to come with them and go help them pick which pen they want. So that's also become kind of our little tradition, where we go with like a whole clan of people, where which one do you like? Which one do you like? Which one do you think I should get? And so, if they didn't have
So it's
that kind
also
of
a
support,
dangerous
then maybe
place
they
to
just
go.
go home without it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And we are the worst penablers, the worst. Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
find that a lot of younger people are coming into the show?
Yeah, well, I think it's probably kind of the same mix that we also have in the club. When I first started the club, I think it was like 3 years ago. I think I was the oldest. I've been outranked now by older people, and as far as the ages that I know, our youngest member just turned 20 a couple of days before the pen show. And so I think that if I'm looking at the visitors at the pen show, there were also, it's the same split as the pen club, and which is kind of amazing that it's not like it's an old-fashioned hobby, really, especially in Europe, when people used to learn how to write with fountain pens in school, like in elementary school. So in that respect, it's kind of an old-fashioned hobby. But there's so many young people who are also really enthusiastic about the hobby, and it just goes across all generations. It surprises me every time.
Yeah. Well, because of the issue here in the States and taking cursive out of schools, now bringing it back. And
Oh, they're bringing it back now. Okay.
yes, they are bringing it back because they're
Yeah.
seeing the error of their ways. But there's a lot of younger people now getting more involved and loving it and knowing a lot about and
Yeah.
wanting to. So that's why I'm
Yeah.
wanting. In Europe, you still have to write with them in school, right? Is that the case? So.
I think most countries, I think it's only Germany that still does it in the schools, but in elementary school. But I'm from the
My
States
daughters didn't
originally.
do it in school anymore, so I had to.
No, exactly. Yeah.
I had
When I was in
enable
school
them.
in the US, we were already, when I was in school in the US, we were already over to the big pens, and so we had no idea what a fountain pen is. But I did learn cursive in school. I am old enough for that. And that's one really nice thing about a fountain pen, is the flow of the ink just makes cursive beautiful. There are a lot of print styles also, but there's just something about writing with a fountain pen and watching the ink flow onto the paper.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
this is one of the
All right,
few
guys,
hobbies that I started
we are
that
running
stick.
we are running a little bit out of time, so I want to quickly go into the comment section to answer some questions. Fee the Ink Dragon is wondering, was the person diving in the Kaweco reveal video someone we knew? It was not. It was there was a fireman training going on in the location where we were filming the other 2 videos, and they were doing some diving over there, and I was like, hey, let's see if they can find some pens on the bottom of the North Sea.
I have
So
to say
that's what
that
they
Fee is my partner in crime in the club. She and I have scouted locations for months and organizing things, and she also has she also has her own YouTube channel. She just started
cool.
the hobby and then became the Ink Dragon within a year, and got completely involved in the hobby. And she has a new YouTube video where she's unpacking all of her loot from the pen show, and it's her most watched video so far. So
We have to watch
anyway,
it as
just throw that
well.
in there.
We have
Hi,
to.
Fee.
We
Hi,
can watch this
Fee.
after.
Yeah.
We can have to watch it
Yes,
after
Fee the Ink
video.
Dragon on, yeah,
Write that down.
On
Feed
YouTube.
the Ink Dragon. I'll go check it out.
Fee the Ink
Yeah.
Dragon. Yeah.
Arts Failing is saying I bought the Leonardo special pen and all 3 Kawecos on the Appelboom stand. The Leonardo is so pretty. It definitely is. And thank you so
Wow.
much for buying them with us. And Paulo is saying, I can't wait for the new Dutch pen show Kaweco. It was shipped to you today. So hopefully you will receive it later this week. And Marjolein is saying, my kids had found the pens when they started aan elkaar schrijven, which means,
Yeah.
I don't know the English word for
Cursive
this,
and-
but
Yeah, it's cursive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, guys, we are now 1 hour into the show, and we really have to round things up. Darla, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I had a blast. Even though I was
Yes.
nervous. Yeah, I had a
Oh,
blast.
no.
Yeah.
It was okay, right? There
Like
was
I told you, I'm
need
a
to be
really
nervous
behind
about
the. No, but I'm a really a behind the scenes person. So.
Oh,
getting
you
out in
did
front of people-
fabulously. What are you talking about? You did great. I
Yeah,
love
you
talking
did
to
great. You did
Thank
wonderful.
you. Thank
wonderful.
you.
No worries.
Yeah.
Darla,
But it
I
was
hope we
fun.
can set
You
up
guys made it
we can
easy.
set up a pen meet here in the area
Yes.
very soon. That would
Yeah,
be
we still need to do
wonderful.
that.
Yeah, we still need to find a good location for that. And then
Yeah,
we can have a
yeah.
pen meet.
It's tough in the area, but we'll talk about that.
I know. No worries.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Darla. Claire, thank you so much for joining again. I know you
You're
weren't at the
welcome.
Dutch Pen Show, but hopefully we gave you a little bit of
Next
feeling
year.
of,
Definitely
being
for
there.
sure. Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
for sure. Darla's question for the next the
Yeah.
next person coming on.
Yeah.
For the next
Well,
guest. Yeah.
what am I without you,
Um,
Claire? What am I without you?
Hey, I
Okay, yeah. So my question for the next guest is, what's your favorite nib size? And do you also have a favorite specialty nib? Because we've been talking about specialty nibs a lot in the club lately, and especially with all the Nibmeisters. We had, it must have been like a record number of Nibmeisters this year at the pen show. Lots of people showing up, and also with Esterbrook having different nibs available. So we would love to see more pen manufacturers bringing more specialty pens or specialty nibs. Yeah.
That would be cool.
So if
It's a
anyone's
wonderful
listening,
question,
I love
Darla.
specialty nibs.
We're going to ask
Yeah.
that to David Oscarson from David Oscarson. So we are going to ask them that. He will be here on the show as our guest next week on Tuesday at the same time. So make sure to tune in if you would like to see some of the most craziest pen in the world out there. It's going to be a really, really interesting episode. Claire will be our co-host again, so we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sounds like a
Darla
lot
and
of
Claire,
fun.
thank you again so much. Everybody that was in the chat, thank you so much as well. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to do that right now so you won't miss out on a video of anymore. And if you're on YouTube anyway, make sure to go to Claire. Claire, it was Clare
It's
Coco.
just Clare Coco. Just, if you put Clare Coco, you'll find me. So that's good.
Okay.
But it's Clare
Putting Clare Coco.
/pens. Yeah, but just Clare Coco.
Exactly. She's going to show you there how she's writing with her left hand because she had surgery with her right hand.
Yeah, I just did a
And-
left-handed review for a pen that was given to me for review. So I said, okay, but I'm going to do it left-handed.
And if you are in the Darla, can people outside of the Benelux also join the Netherlands Pen Club on Discord, or is that not allowed?
Well, we do kind of try to limit it. Well, we don't, not
They're
too much,
really
but we do have
strict.
people from
There are really
outside.
strict rules on the Discord group. So you
No,
have
but
to
we,
show where
well,
you
I can't
live.
say that because we just admitted somebody from Paris, so I can't really say.
But Paris
And we
is
also
kind
have a
of in
few
driving
people.
distance for pen meets.
Yeah, no, but the idea is that it's supposed to be a community and that we all kind of know each other, and that's why I also you have to use first name basis. You have to introduce yourself. It's not an anonymous thing. So we're also not looking to get as big as some of the giant, not like Reddit, the size of Reddit fountain pens or anything. because we'd like to keep it just a community of friends, and also because we say where we're going to be every 6 weeks. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I think
so,
that's
so we do
very
kind of
good.
limit it that way, but we don't have any strict rules about who can join and who can't. So
Yeah. But I think a good rule is that if you live far away or not that far away, that you can join pen meets, then you can join.
yeah. Yeah, and we have a really active Discord, so you don't even have to come to the meets if that's enough
That's
for
true.
you.
That's true.
And
But if
and
somebody is there
our
from Paris, Darla, does that mean that
yeah,
Paris pen meet is coming up very soon?
I'm not sure actually. I don't know if Marie can tell us when the Paris pen show is.
When she's organized that.
Um, yeah. Oh, when she's organizing a meetup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we could try that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
before
like
you
that
know it, we're
idea.
going to be like all across Europe. So
Would be wonderful.
yeah, we're taking
wonderful.
Yeah, that would be
over.
great.
All right, everybody. Thank you again so much, and
Yeah.
we see you guys next week again. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Thanks for
Bye,
having me.
ciao.